What's good, YouTube? It's Richie, and I'm back with y'all with another video. Now, I'm not even a YouTuber like that, but I knew I had to come on here and show y'all this build. I genuinely think I broke the builder this year. I was literally on the builder for like hours just trying to find the perfect builds. And chat, I'm gonna show y'all 3 builds that I cooked up that I think is perfect, like literally could do everything. Now, I've been seeing all the 2K YouTubers. I don't think nobody's made a build with point forward as the name, chat. I don't know, but I just think that's so like 2K17 point forward is back this year, chat. Like everyone knows 2K17 was one of the last good 2Ks. Now, I'm not gonna lie, 2K27, bring it back comp ISO. If you're not an ISO player, you're not an ISO dribble guys. It's for my dribble guys. 2K27, mixtape 2K16. All my niggas, all my dribble guys. This video's for y'all. This build straight comp for y'all. All that left, right, and cheese shit, that shit getting patched this year, gang. Like this year, y'all niggas not even gonna be able to do left, right. Fuck all that weak ass left range shit. This year is gonna be a year for ISOs. And I got y'all boys, bro. I got y'all boys with 3 builds. Y'all niggas don't gotta hear me yap, by the way. I already know how 2K build videos go. They already talk shit and all that. I'm a yap. I'm not gonna lie, I'm going yap. But I'm gonna put timestamps. I already got y'all niggas. I got y'all with the QR code so I can instantly just scan the build in. You know what I'm saying? I got y'all boys. 2K low-key, I'm not gonna lie. 2K low-key cooked up this year. I just make the build on my phone. All y'all boys gotta do is just screenshot the QR code and then go to your Photos app. You know what I'm saying? And then just click on the QR code and it's gonna take you right to the app if you have it downloaded. It's gonna give you the build right then and there. First build I'm gonna show y'all is a build that you can just instantly play. Don't need no cap breakers. You can instantly hop on this bitch and just cook, niggas. Second build is a more build that needs cap breakers, but the build is crazy all around and it's a crazy build. And then for the third build, if y'all stick to the end of the video, I'm gonna show y'all boys the official point forward build. I'm not gonna lie, chat, I cooked up with this build. You literally get everything on this build and you get the name. I got y'all boys, man. Without further ado, holy fucking shit, I just yapped. Without further ado, let's get into the first build. Alright, so first build, we got two-way slashing ISO sniper, chat. Two-way slashing ISO sniper. I'm not gonna lie, nigga, literally in the build name, it tells you it can literally do everything. Two-way defense slashing ISO, it literally tells you it can do everything. Now, I'm gonna just explain to y'all the attributes and why I put it to where I put it. If you're not trying to hear all that yap and you're just trying to trust your boy, you know what I'm saying? Then all you gotta do is just scan it. And yeah, so yeah, we went to height 6'7", 183 pounds, 6'7" on the wingspan. Not gonna lie, chat, this is meta. Like, this is literally the metaphysicals this year. Alright, so boom, we gonna start off with finishing off rip. Alright, so look, this is another reason why I had to come on this bitch and make a video, chat. We go 89 driving dunk, chat. We don't do that 87, we go 89 driving dunk. I'm explaining to y'all why 87 driving dunk is low-key mid, chat. It's low-key mid. I'm saying this is because if you go 87 driving dunk, 75 vert, you get contact dunks off of 2. Now, all the YouTubers saying, oh yeah, go 87, get the contact dunks off 2, you got contact dunks in your build. They don't realize that contact dunks off your 2 is way more difficult to get than contact dunks off of 1. For all my people who've been playing 2K, and even people who just play basketball, the sport in real life, you already know that dunking off of 1, jumping off of 1 is way quicker than jumping off of 2. And especially in 2K, there's this one contact dunk. All my 2K players, you know what I'm talking about. This is one contact dunk where you jump off of 1 and then you finish with 2, and it's like a quick drop animation, but it's like a contact dunk. It's like one of the safest dunks you can do, and you get that off of pro contact dunks off 1, chat. And look, the goal here is ISO, you know what I'm saying? When you finishing, when you doing your ISO, when you doing your cook up, like, you want to go straight for the dunk, you know what I'm saying? Like when you do your rim runs, you don't want to take a second to pause so you can dunk it off of 2, you know. That leaves area for it to get blocked, for it to get contested. And they did say defense is upgraded this year, so if I was you, I'll go 89 driving dunk. And for the contact dunks off of 1, You also need to get 78 vertical. So that's just what I'm doing. If you do want to edit this build, you could. This is just a template. If you do want to edit it and you really feel like you don't need contact dunks off of one, you can go ahead and put you can go ahead and take that off. And yeah, you go ahead and take that off, and I'll put it on something else like shooting. Now that's pretty much the main thing with finishing. Close shot, I don't use that, I don't care about that. Driving layup, 76, you can make your layups off of that. Post control, we do not care about that. And then for standing dunk at 40, you get the basic two-hand standing dunks. You know, let's say it's 19-19 on twos court, niggas is hacking. You just do a quick backdoor, boom, standing dunk right there. See what I'm saying? All right, now, boom, shooting. We go 90 for the three-point, and we go 80 for the mid-range shot. Now, look, I know I told y'all that this build is not really a cap breaker build. But just hear me out, gang. If you put +1 to the 90 three-pointer, you get 91 three-point shot. And if you don't know, 91 three-point shot gives you the zip code takeover, which is pretty much deep bomber. So you gonna be able to pull that shit from hella deep. If you playing the game, I'm not gonna lie, you're getting one cap breaker. Like rookie 6, that's gonna be an easy ass feat to get. Once you hit rookie 6, you can go ahead and put on the thing, but you're gonna be chilling, gang. Not gonna lie, realistically in the beginning of the game, you're not gonna be pulling this shit from deep like that. You know what I'm saying? Get your badges and shit. By the time, you know what I'm saying, you out there cooking up, you be rookie 6 by no time, and you be able to put it on. And that's literally the only cap breaker you really need for this build. Free throw, we do not care about that. All right, now boom, for the playmaking. This is all my ISO players. This is playmaking, bro. 91 ball handle, bro. Off rip. I'm talking about SGA. You quickly, you know what I'm saying? Off rip. You quickly cooking niggas. You got all the dribble moves with 91. You know, I don't even need to say any further. You got every dribble move you can possibly get for a 6'7" at 91. Pass act. Now we go 70. Now, look, you can take your risk with this. My other builds I'm going to show y'all has pass act. But for this one, we go 70. It's just too expensive in the builder, gang. And look, I heard 70. Never disappointed last year. 26, we go 71. I was straight, bro. I was getting straight passes. You know what I'm saying? On the 2s court, ISO, 3s court, I was straight. These builds are really for the park. 1, 2s, and 3s. You're not going to need that much of a pass act for park. You got Silver Dimer, you chilling. Speed with ball, we go 86 for Zach LaVine dribble style. You don't know, Zach LaVine dribble style is the best dribble style for tall guards, and that's for playmaking. All right, boom, defense. Y'all low-key taking a hit with defense. I'm not gonna lie. But don't get this shit confused, bro. You still get 85 perimeter D. That's low-key good, chat. You get seatbelt, silver. You get the defense's badges. And look, Skeezo, shout out Skeezo. He made a good point. I'm not gonna lie. His build video, I was watching his build video, and bro was like, 2K upgraded the defense this year. If what they saying is true, then you know what I'm saying, you won't need that much of defense. If you have IQ, you know, you can know where the player's going. That's better than any type of attribute. You see what I'm saying? Hey, but look though, this build is still a good build, because look what I did. I went 40 on interior, and I went 40 on block. Now, if y'all don't know cap breakers, bro, and later down the line, if you get your cap breakers down 2K, you don't gotta squash this build. You can go cap breakers on the build and then get good defense, and then at that point, that build is dead ass everything. It'll literally do everything at that point. And still, I don't have steal on none of my builds. Steal is dumb. Now, if you want to, you could go 60 steal, but all my defensive players, defensive IQ players, I'm very heavy on defensive IQ. Everybody knows that mentally, like, your mindset, you shouldn't be playing the game on defense trying to get a steal. Like, you real life want to clamp these people with that perimeter. You know what I'm saying? You real life want to clamp them and make them pick the ball up. You get shot clock violations. That's true defense, chat. Now, in my experience, if somebody throw a dumb pass, you're going to get that interception either way. If you want, you could go 60 on the steal. You can tweak some stuff around. I recommend going 60 on the steal. You can get interceptor on bronze. And, bro, you got 85 perimeter, bro. You got the shot contest that they was talking about. You know what I'm saying? When you guarding guards, you're gonna be fine. Now, what I will say is you got 40 interior. That's his build's weakness, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Niggas is gonna dunk on you, bro. They said finishing's crazy. They gonna be dunking on you with this build. But look, though, in the beginning of the 2K, you know, people not really gonna even be nice like that. They're not gonna have their badges. I don't think it's nothing to really worry about. Only if you play the ones court, it might be something a little bit frustrating if you play in a point guard with all finishing. But to realistically, all these guards only got the 87 dunks off of 2. You're gonna be straight. When it gets to issue, because you know they're gonna get their finishing badges. At that point, you're gonna have some cap breakers, and you can just go ahead and put that on your interior defense, and then you're gonna be straight. Okay, now for rebounding, you go 40, 45. We don't really give a fuck about that. Chat, I'm not gonna lie. This build straight ISO. You're gonna have popper. They're gonna get the rebounds for you. 2s, you're gonna have that 1 popper. You're gonna have rebound on 3s. You're gonna have 2 poppers. They're gonna be in charge of getting the rebounds. I'm not gonna lie. And that goes for the same thing with defense for real. The poppers is really in charge of the interior. You know what I'm saying? That really shouldn't be your responsibility, but it is a nice quality thing to have when you get your cap breakers. Okay, now for physicals, simple. We go 85 agility. You're gonna be fast, bro. I'm not gonna lie, none of these guards is going over anything over that. You're gonna be straight, especially if you in the park. Now again, we're ISO. If you don't know about anything about speed or agility, this actually doesn't count for when the ball is in your hands. Speed with balls actually determines how fast you are with the ball in your hands, and you ISO. You always gonna have the ball in your hands. So speed and agility really don't matter. This is really for defense. You know what I'm saying? You go 85 for agility, 87 for speed. You're going to keep up with these guards. Everybody is going around that speed. You're going to be able to keep up with them. Now, strength, we don't care about. I literally don't care about it. To finish it off, we go 78 vert for the pro contact dunks, off 1 and off 2. And yeah, that's the build, chat. Not going to lie, for cap breakers, really the only thing you really need is the shooting. You get +1 for that. And then the defense. As you playing the game and getting cap breakers, you can just progressively keep putting it on your interior and then your block, and yeah, that's the full build, chat. Now for the builds, it says weaknesses and stuff. Look, if you really think weaknesses is gonna have an effect, you're a square, bro. Literally, the shit's not gonna matter, bro. The same way how the NBA comparisons, how we don't give a fuck about that, I do not give a fuck about what it says weaknesses. I'm still gonna cook up. I'm still gonna do whatever weaknesses I can't do. We still gonna do that. All right, so boom, for the second build, we got defensive playmaker, chat. Defensive playmaker / physical playmaker. Fun fact, chat. Actually, if you go in the builder, if you put this build at point guard, you get the name physical playmaker. If you put the shit as small forward, power forward, you get the build defensive playmaker. Now, chat, do what you will with that. The attributes won't change at all. You're just going to put the same things. Animations, nothing else will change but your position. And depending on the name you want. Alright, boom. Now, before we even get into the build, I'm not going to lie. I got to shout out Koza, man. Koza, I got this build from Koza, chat. I made a whole lot of tweaks to it. So that's why the whole names and everything changed. But the build template comes from Koza 2K. You don't know who Koza is, bro. Koza's GOAT, bro. Not gonna Koza, if you're watching this, shout out you, bro. Koza's one of my favorite 2K players because he actually has IQ about passing and defense, which I feel like is the most important things about the game. So shout out Koza. Koza's one of my favorite 2K YouTubers. But I'm not gonna lie, Koza, yo, I low-key tripping about not putting dunk on your build, gang. Like, this is 2K. I'm not trying to do no finger rolls. I'm trying to game it on somebody. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to put a nigga on a poster. I'm trying to put a nigga on merch. So if you messing with Koza's builds and everything, but you still can't get around just having only layup and you want dunk, you at the perfect place. Not gonna lie, you at the perfect place, chat. I know it's my first YouTube video in a minute, but y'all niggas already know the drill. If y'all want to build, go ahead and scan QR code. You know what I'm saying? I already got the hotkeys. You skip to this video. If you skip to this part, I ain't even mad at you, gang. Niggas got shit to do, you know what I'm saying? Niggas got to cook up. You know what I'm saying? I already know how it goes. Just go ahead and scan it. You want to build. If you want to hear me yap about why I put everything to why I put it, and what it does, then you can stick along. All right, boom. Finishing. We go 70 close shot. Don't give a fuck about that. Literally don't care about that, chat. But, you know what I'm saying? It just had to be there. 75 driving layup. You're going to hit your layups. Now we actually go 45 standing dunk. Now, if you don't know, 45 standing dunk gives you the standing dunk where you go off of one arm now. So now you got both for the standing dunks. 45 close shot don't matter. I know you're looking at this 82 driving dunk. Like, what is this dude on? Trust me, gang. If you go 82 driving dunk on this build, you actually can get to 89 driving dunk with just 2 cap breakers. Just 2 cap breakers, chat. I already know. You go and hit your rookie 6. That's going to give you 1 cap breaker this year. And then for the next cap breaker, if you don't get it from your crew, once you get to season level 40 on the season, if you grind in this game, you know what I'm saying, you eventually going to get there. You're going to get the 89. Now look, for shooting, we go 83-3 and we go 73 mid-range shot. Not gonna lie, we ISOers. We don't really shoot the fadeaway mid-range like that. That's for the bitch ass, screen taking ass, Ticino ass niggas. They need the mid-range shot. But us, you know, 83, you gonna be good. They asked the Mike Wayne, they already asked, bro. They're like, yo, it's 80, could you shoot consistently and everything? You know what I'm saying? And he was like, oh yeah, but this shit is gonna be a little hard. Yeah, they always talk shit, always say that shit every year. Gang, I promise you, you're gonna be able to shoot with an 83. With an 83, you get limitless range on bronze. You get limitless range on bronze. And you get set shot, the new set shot, I don't care what, set fire, I don't even know. You get that on silver. Now, once you get to level 40, you're gonna get the max plus 2s and the fusion reaction badges. They made the shit sound all complicated. All it really is it boosts your badge up by 2 tiers. So you can go ahead and put your set shot from silver to Hall of Fame, and you can go ahead and match that with limitless to get your limitless from bronze to gold. And gang, that's all you need. You don't really need nothing else. You ISO player, you know what I'm saying? You only really shooting that shot if they sitting back. And limitless on gold set shot Hall of Fame, gang, you're gonna be hitting that. Alright, now for playmaking, you actually get 86 pass accuracy. Yeah, I low-key cooked up. You get 86 pass accuracy, so you're gonna be able to dime that. You're gonna get these quick passes. You also get the playmaking takeover, all of that. You get all of that stuff, chat. Handle, you go 90. Now, you can go ahead and cap break this up to 91 for the SGA. You know what I'm saying? It was expensive in the build, but this is a cap breaker build, I'm not gonna lie. You do the +1, you realistically only need 3 cap breakers for this build to go crazy. That's why I put this build second low key, because not gonna lie, in the beginning 2K, you know, everybody's always gonna mess up on their first build. You know, even my build, even I doubt you're really gonna mess up. But, you know what I'm saying, everybody's bound to make a mistake. A patch finna happen. You know, when you make your second build, you know, this is gonna be a good build template, because, you know, by this time, we're gonna be, you know, a couple weeks in the game, you're gonna have cap breakers to spin. Right, now 83 speed ball, I know I messed up. I said 86 gives you Zach LaVine, 83 gives you Zach LaVine, if I'm correct. And that's the highest we could go. So yeah, you go ahead, get that 83 for that Zach LaVine dribble style, and you're chilling. Alright, now for defense. Now this is where the build goes crazy. Bro, get 85 interior defense. Now chat, not gonna lie, I've been doing my homework. You know what I'm saying? Not gonna lie, a lot of people was playing 2K Day, and I think it was Lakers fan. He had Rudy Goldberg with high interior defense, and John Morant was yamming on everybody. But once Rudy was in there, Ja wasn't doing nothing the whole entire time. So, you know what I'm saying? High interior is going to be something this year. And look, with this interior, no point guard is dunking on you. No guard is getting no dunks on you. So you're instantly wiping that finishing away. And I'm telling you, for isolations, you know what I'm saying, especially on the 1v1 court, oh my God, they're not going to be able to do no type of rim running. You're going to be able to shut that down, bro. Also, I forgot to mention the physicals on this build. You go 6'6", 217 pounds, and you go 7 foot wingspan. Now look, you an inch shorter, but But gang, you got way longer arms, so it really don't matter when you realistically. And 6'6", you know, you just get way more attributes. 6'6" is really a underrated height for this year. Everybody's gonna go 6'7", but 6'6" max wingspan. You know what I'm saying? You fake getting more shit. Alright, so boom, we go 85 perimeter D. See what I'm saying? You clamping that shit up. 85, all you need. Clamping that shit up. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have max wingspan, mind you. You're gonna have max wingspan and everything else in this build. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be good with 85. Steel, again, I already talked about this. We don't go nothing on the steel. Block, we go 80. Now, if you don't know, you go 80, you get rim protecting takeover. Not gonna lie, this is comp. Rim protecting takeover, cause not gonna lie, not even just 1v1, bro. 2v2. You know, if you get in on the ice on 2v2s, you know what I'm saying? Or even if you playing pick and roll people, you know, they love riding and the center goes ahead and cuts to the paint after the pick, you know, you're not going to be a defensive liability, bro. You're going to be able to, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and damn near stop these centers from dunking on you, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be able to guard them in the paint this year, you know what I'm saying, with these attributes. Now, I'm not going to lie. If the height difference is super crazy, which I highly doubt, a lot of the centers this year I think are going to go small centers, you know what I'm saying, for the attributes and stuff like that. You're going to be up there with them, low-key. 7-foot wingspan, you're going to be up with them. You're going to give them a hard time. And not to mention, you do get high-flying denier, which is very good for people trying to rim run you. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be good for all types of guards that's, you know, ISOing you back. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be able to just rim run you, especially with the defense upgrade. I think this build's going to be really crazy, bro. All right. Now, I know you see offensive rebound, defensive rebound. Now, we go 80 offensive rebound, 82 defensive rebound. Now, you get this new badge called Sink Catcher with 82 defensive rebound. Now, this badge I really think is gonna be crazy because this is a skill gap type of badge right here. This says if you time your rebounds correctly, you can go ahead and get a more chance to rebound. Now, let's say, you know what I'm saying, you playing in a center in the paint and they don't really know what they're doing. You have the potential to snag over them, gang. Like in 2v2 situations, comp situations, you know what I'm saying, having that extra box out and everything, that's actually going to be really beneficial. Even on the threes, getting that rebound is important, especially as a point guard. You know what I'm saying? After you get that rebound, you can go ahead and start your play, start your offense and everything. So now another thing, if you go 80 strength with this, which we get, you actually get rebounding takeover, gang. You actually get a rebounding takeover. I'm not gonna lie, this is the part I took from Koza. I low-key switched up the finishing, but this part I took from Koza, gang. This is actually crazy. You actually get rebound takeover as a point guard. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be crazy, you know, if you get that. And I'm not going to lie, I was watching Koza's video. He said that it's low-key easy to get this takeover from that. So, hey, I now look. For physicals, we go 85 speed and 83 agility. I know you're saying, oh, 83 agility. Look, gang, Koza cooked up with this. This is another part I took from him. If you go 2 cap breakers, you actually get that to 89. Now, look, even if you don't have the cap breakers and just have 83 agility, I still think that's pretty good, chat. If you really think about it, most of these ISO players, they're choosing the 6'7" ISO meta, which everybody got 83 speed with ball. Not gonna lie, if you match that with 83 agility, you know, if you don't know, agility affects your lateral, and that's, you know, when you're playing defense. So this, you're gonna be able to match their speed with ball. So you're gonna be able, you know what I'm saying, to keep up with them. Now strength again, we go 80 strength. Now I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm only going this for the takeover, but I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people claim that strength affects something this year, so we're gonna see. You know what I'm saying? I never usually go strength. 80 strength, you know, we're going to see what the 80 strength is talking about. You know, mainly going this for the takeover. But, hey, you might get other perks with this. Vert. We go 80 vert. Reason I go 80 vert, chat, because we going to be jumping over people. I'm not going to, a lot of centers are not going this high of a vert. So, this is actually going to be beneficial. And another thing with this build, chat, After 2 cap breakers, you get 89 driving dunk. If you do 2 more cap breakers, you actually get a 93 driving dunk, chat. And with 80 vert, that actually gives you gold posterizer. Now, at the end of the season, you got your plus max tools. Shoot, you could potentially go legend posterizer on this build. So yeah, that's the build. Really an all-around build. I'll show y'all what cap breakers look like on screen. Also, another thing, I'm gonna have the badges and everything. I'm gonna have that all on the screen too. One thing I like about these builds I'm gonna show you is that I'm not gonna lie, to be an ISO, I'm not gonna lie, tokens is looking a little bit expensive this year for playmaking. You're gonna need more tokens, and these builds with the 86 pass act, you're gonna have a lot of tokens to spend on playmaking. I'm also at takeovers with this build. You get all takeovers except for a shooting takeover. That's kind of where this build takes a hit at. But on the bright side, I'm not gonna lie, for one of your takeover slots, I really think it should be hydration hero. And if you're cooking up, you know what I'm saying, shooting, you know, you can put hydration hero, and you're gonna have set shot Hall of Fame, limitless range gold. I don't think shooting is going to be that much of a problem. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, chat. And we already at 26 minutes. Yeah, how the fuck did I get for 30 minutes? All right, whatever. In the future, I'll probably drop like a video specifically about this build, like with the update, you know, reformed version, whatnot. But yeah, without further ado, we finally at that point forward build, chat. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, chat. And when 2K come out, I'm making the 6-7. I'm dropping niggas off with that build. That's going to be an offensive threat, you know. But as soon as I get my rebirth cap breakers, we into the game, know what's going on. I'm instantly making this point forward build, chat. Actually, I might make this off rip. I don't know yet. Anyways, all right, so boom. Point forward build. You go 6'6", position. We go small forward. Not going to lie, you can't go point guard with this build and have the name point forward. You got to go small forward. 216 on the weight, 7-foot wingspan. All right, now, boom. We go 70 on a close shot. Don't really matter. That was just the minimum requirement. 76 layup, minimum requirement. But 76 layup, you're gonna be able to finger roll that. You're gonna be able to lay it up. You're not gonna be missing wide open layups. Now, boom. You go 82 driving dunk. 2 cap breakers, you get it to 89. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I might split this video up. This video way too long. But before, I'm gonna just say it again. Whatever. 89 driving dunk and 78 vert. Gives you not just the dunks off 2, contact dunks off 2, but it gives you it off 1. If you don't know, in 2K, the dunks off 1 is just way better, personally, in my opinion. And to have both of them, you know what I'm saying, I want to get the contact dunks off of 1. I really feel like that's going to make my ISO build way better. If you want to just get the contact dunks off 2, you go 87 driving dunk, 75 vert. I'm not going to lie, honestly, I wouldn't recommend that. You know what I'm saying? You want to have both contact dunks off of both feet. All right, now, boom. Standing dunk. You want to go 45 standing dunk. Now, you don't know. 45 standing dunk actually gives you both of the standing dunk. You get the one where you jump off, finish with 2. And then you get the one where you jump off, finish with 1 hand. Backdoor situations, quick slips. You know what I'm saying? It's a good thing to have. And then for post control, it's low. We don't really care about that. All right, boom. Now for rebounding. We go 80 offensive rebound, 82 defensive rebound. I'm just say it again. 82 defensive rebound gives you sink catcher on gold. If you don't know what sink catcher is, pretty much it's saying that if you time your rebounds correctly, you're going to get a large boost. And we get that all the way on gold, chat. So I really feel like that's a good skill gap badge. You know, if a center is in the paint and they don't know what they're doing, you could potentially snag over them, chat. So, and also with the 80 strength, we do get rebounding takeover on this build. Yup, rebounding build on point forward. That is crazy, chat. All right, now for shooting, we go 73 mid-range, 83 three-point shot. Now, with 83 three-point shot, you get limitless range on bronze, set shot on silver. You know, once you get your +2s, you can go ahead and +2 that set shot to Hall of Fame, and then have limitless range be your reaction badge to that, and you can get limitless range on gold with set shot. Mid range, we don't really care about mid range, you ISO, but 73 mid range, and we also get 12 shooting tokens on this build, and we're also going to choose shooting specialization. So with that, you know, we're going to be able to put a lot of leftover badges in the mid-range badges and all of that stuff. I promise you, you're going to be able to knock down. Free throw we don't care about. All right, Now for defense, this is where it gets gritty, chat. 85 interior. You're not getting rimmed on, you know what I'm saying? You're not getting crazy postered in the paint, chat. You know, they tested interior versus drive and dunk, and interior is actually doing something this year. So, you know, with this build, it's going to be really hard. And plus, with that 80 block, you know what I'm saying, you're going to have high flying denier on silver. It's going to be really hard for people to rim run on you. Now, 82 perimeter. Now, I know it says 82 perimeter, but with one cat breaker, you can get from 82 to 85. To get this build name specifically, I had to go down on the perimeter defense. And that's how you get this build name. You can't really get nothing too crazy, because then they're going to change your name to like defensive playmaker or something else. So we had to go down on perimeter for that. But with one cat breaker, we could just get back to 85. Now still 55. We don't really care about steel. If you want, you can edit the build around and go 60 steel to get interceptor on bronze. But I don't really care about skill. I don't really care about steel like that, chat. You know what I'm saying? With all of these other defensive badges and everything, you know, I'm going to be clamping my opponent. You know, it's going to be shot clocks violations, whole lot of pick up balls, pause. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really care about steel. And I'm not going to lie, from my experience from a lot of 2Ks, you can still get steals sometimes if you just play crazy defense. Alright, now that 80 block, I talked about that. You're going to get that high flying denier. And you also get rim protecting takeover with 80 block. That's why it's important to get 80. And yeah, and boom. Now for playmaking, you got S tier playmaking, gang. Get 86 pass accuracy. You know, you're going to be able to throw that. You got diamond on gold. You're going to be able to throw them dishes. And you also get dish takeover. You get every single playmaking takeover with this build, chat. You get 91 ball handle off rip. We SGAing off rip. 83 speed with ball. Zach LaVine dribble style. Come on, man. You're getting cooked, bro. You're getting snatched. You're getting cooked. It's over. I'm point forward. I'm breaking ankles. I'm shooting the ball. I'm dishing it. Green guard up. Get off my court. Snagger. Literally, with this build, you're going everything, bro. I'm telling you. Alright. Now for speed, you go 85 speed, chat. 83 agility. Now, I'm not going to lie. With all these ISO builds this year, oh my god, everybody is at 83 speed with ball. So with this, you're going to be able to keep up. And also, 83 agility, you're going to be able to get that to 89 with just 2 cat breakers, you know, later down in the year. So you're going to be good, bro. Now we go 80 strength for that rebound takeover. Now, I said this before, I'm going to say it again. Shout out Koza. I got this build template from Koza. The two-way midi slasher, I think is what it's called. I got the template. I did my little magic on it, switch it and everything. Koza likes layups. I don't like layups. I'm not trying to finger roll. I'm trying to dunk on you. I'm trying to put you on paint. I'm trying to put you on the poster, gang. So this build got contact dunks, you know, with the cat breakers. So yeah. But one thing I kept from his build video was his agility. I kept as rebounding. All the defense, that is the same. The difference is the shooting and the finishing. He also went 66 vertical, I think. He tripping. I go 78 so I can get both of the contact dunks once I put those cat breakers on. And chat, you do get +3 from a cat breaker from 78. So let's say further down the line, you know what I'm saying, you want to go ahead and get that gold posterizer. You can with an extra 3 cat breakers. You put an extra 2 on your driving dunk for the 93, and then you put an extra 1 on your vertical. And yeah, that's the build, chat. I'm gonna go ahead and show you takeovers real quick. For the takeovers, gang, you get airspace when you put on the cat breakers. You don't get off rip, but you do get airspace. A lot of people saying airspace gonna be OP. You get airspace with the cat breakers, gang. Shooting, you don't get no shooting takeovers, but with the default one, you get all your attributes raised to 80, at least if it's not 80 already. And we got 73 mid-range, so that's going to get boosted to 80 mid-range if we get the shooting takeover. Or if not, we got Hydration Hero, and I feel like Hydration Hero is a good takeover badge to have. If you don't know, you can get all 4 takeovers on 2K this year at once in the game, depending on what you do. And I feel like shooting is a good place to have Hydration Hero, because if you're cooking, shooting up, you know what I'm saying, then you can have unlimited stamina, but you still want one of those playmaking takeovers at the same time, you know what I'm saying, so you can go ahead, break their ankles, or if you want Dishmaster to dish it, or if you want Blur for drive-bys, you can, gang. You can stack that with the Hydration Hero. Now, for defense, you do not get the glove, the perimeter defense. You don't get that until you put the cap breaker on the 82 perimeter. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even gonna use that one anyways. I'm gonna use rim protecting because I'm really trying to clamp people in that paint. You know what I'm saying? Get that chase down block. I'm trying to get snatch blocks, all of that. And then for the physical takeovers, bro, you get 2 takeovers, bro. You get the second chance one. If you want to get putbacks and everything, you could put that one on. Or you can get just the rebounding one, which I'm finna put on. So you can go ahead and snag over these centers as a 6'6", 7-foot wingspan point forward build. All right, now for badges, we got 8 finishing badges. We just care about posterizer, gang. Eventually, I might put Ghost Stepper on. I heard that's a pretty good badge. And then like the layup badge or whatever, but float game, whatever we could possibly get. But finishing posterizer is the only thing we really care about. Shooting, you get 3 badge slots for shooting. Only shooting badges we care about is limitless range and set shot. That's literally the only badges we care about. Now I would put on for the third one, I'll put on maybe like the mid-range dribble pull-up one. But I heard if you use fuse badges, it doesn't take up your tokens. So after, you know, we fuse up set shot and a limitless, we're gonna have room to get all the other mid-range badges just in case we need it. Now, playmaking is really where this build takes a shine. We get 5 playmaking badge slots. Now, a lot of builds this year, it's not gonna have a lot of playmaking tokens to really put badges on for real. They're gonna be struggling for real, but chat, we gonna be straight. 5 badge slots. I already know we already putting that handles for days on, putting that lightning launch on, putting that dimer on. Now unpluckable, you can put diamond, you can put downhole on, break starter, bailout, and an ankle breaker one. You know what I'm saying? We got choices depending on what you're doing. If you're doing ones, you can put on the ankle breaker one. 2s, 3, you can go dimer, versatile, visionary, and yeah. And then defense, you already know we're going that challenger, going that high flying denier, going that wall up, going that seatbelt, pick dodge. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going nowhere, buddy, regarding that. Whole bunch of silver badges. You can +1. And after you get the +2, you get the 85, you're going to have seatbelt and silver, gang. You know what I'm saying? These little guards, you know, they're going to have a hard time when you the one guarding them. And then for rebounding, you already know we're going that sink catcher for that gold. You know what I'm saying? That's what we care about. Other one I don't really care about, but we probably will go box out beast for that one. Not gonna lie, gang, physicals, I'm not going slippery off ball. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is gonna die in that hole. We probably gonna go flash and then pogo stick and then whatever else, doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's pretty much physicals. And yeah, that's the build, chat. Point forward, this build's gonna be crazy this year. And if anybody sees this, bro, I'm the creator. I'm the one who started this build. You know what I'm saying? I feel like little monster. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm creating like, I'm like Frankenstein. You see what I'm saying? When Lamasta, when he made that 2-way slashing playmaker in 20, this is the equivalent to that. Every time you see a point forward from this 2K from here on out, it's gonna be because of me, bro. Anyways, all jokes aside, bro, if you're still watching this, comment down point forward, bro. Comment down point forward on 2K27. Comment down point forward 2K27. That's how I know you real one, chat. And they liked the video, bro. I could have just kept this. I could have just gatekept this. Like the video. You know what I'm saying? If you want to see more videos, because I'm not gonna lie, niggas is getting belt this year, bro. I'm not gonna lie, niggas is getting belt. If you want to see that, go ahead and subscribe to your boy. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is getting cooked up, bro. I'm gonna be on crazy for like first month chat, and then shit, I might disappear like G-Man. I ain't even gonna lie to you, gang. I got life outside of this, but this month, niggas is going crazy. But anyways, I see y'all when I see y'all. Peace out.